Hi everyone and welcome to this week's Wallsend history story. This week, as you can see, I am outside again. I am just coming out of Wallsend Park gates and I am heading along to have a little bit of a walk around the old Buddle School. Now I know there's been a little bit of a conversation about the school recently. There's been a little bit of talk about what's happening to it, what's going on with it and things like that. Now obviously mostly don't know, don't have a clue, but I am literally just going to have a little wander around it so you can get a good look at it and see what it's like now. Now you can't get in at the back anymore. You used to be able to, but you can't now. And I'm gonna go in a minute. I'm just waiting for a couple of people to go because I try not to film people if I can help it. So while I'm waiting, I'll just have a little look down one of the back lanes close to the park and a little bit of a look back towards the park. It's a lovely day, so everything looks really nice. So, as you can see, you can't get into the back of it anymore, but you can see parts of it there. And in the distance there, you can see that there is a boarded up window. Now, when I first came over, they've gone now. There was a couple of pigeons sitting in that window there, but you can see that the roof is in a really bad condition, and so obviously you can imagine that it is going to be quite waterlogged inside. Having said that, that part of the roof there is really quite good, but the part that you can't get into where it's fenced off and it's got the no parking sign up, that part there is where, if you'd have gone inside there, that's where the fire was in 2019. So that part internally will be quite fire damaged as well as probably water damaged and mould and most likely an awful lot of pigeon muck, for want of a better expression. So I'm going to walk along here and I'm going to go up onto Station Road and we'll walk round the front and we'll also walk round the other side. It's not a massive amount to see because obviously it's boarded up and you can't see much because the windows is all boarded up, but you still get an idea of what the place looks like. So coming out here, that at one point in time the veterinary practice used to be a chemist. Long time ago. So as we come round onto Station Road, you can see probably the metal fencing round the Buddle. You can't see much else. So the building that I've just passed, that I haven't really filmed, that was part of the school at one point in time. I think it was probably the caretaker's house, and that is actually in use. There are people who live there. So as we come along here, you're going along past the front of the school. You can see the lovely cherry trees, which I think they're cherry trees actually. I could be totally wrong. Anyway, you can see the lovely trees, and they do have lovely pink blossom on them earlier in the spring, well, around about April time. Unfortunately, they don't have a massively long lifespan. They only have a lifespan of about 25 years, and unfortunately, one of them recently died. But that's quite normal. So as we come to this part here, which was the entrance, and if I do that and I kind of zoom up on it, you can see that it says Infant School 1876. And above that, you can see that it says Wallsend Board Schools. So 1876 was when the school was built. And obviously, if you have watched my video about the history of the school, then you would know that. So that little stump there is the dead tree that was cut down, but the others are still okay. You can see the old bell tower. And we're going to go around the other side and just show you the side of the building. And basically that's about all I'm going to film. I just wanted to sort of like take a little walk around it so you can see it. You can see the state of the roof, see the holes. And the roof is, or was, well it still is, Welsh slate, which is quite expensive. And obviously because it's a listed building, anything done to it has to be exactly as it was before. So the Welsh slate would have to be used again. So if you come round to this side, you see there's another entrance, which is well and truly boarded up, and you can see a great big chimney. I mean, a lot of it you can't see from where I'm at because of the fact that you've naturally got the barriers in front of it. So I'm going to walk along the other side, but it's a little bit awkward at the moment because there's a lot of kids coming out from school, and I'm obviously trying not to film them, which means I can't really get along very easily. So I'm going to have to point the camera. Well, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross over.
Are you streaming, yeah?
Yeah. So there's a bit more. Yeah, later on. But you're not on it though, I didn't film you. Julie's Wallsend and local history, it's a bit of a long one. No bother. So that's the other side of it. And we'll just go along to the end and get the very last little part of it. This actually turned out to be a slightly longer video than I was expecting, so I'll probably just add a tiny little bit into the end of it. So I usually try and make them around about 10 minutes-ish sort of thing. So this is the only part where you can see a little bit of the back and you can see a little bit more of it. So you can see, like I say, from before, the old bell tower, and you can see the side of the school, and you can see, yes, I don't know, I wonder what that was. Is that a bike shed or something like that? Anybody who went to the school will probably be able to tell us. I don't know. So I'm just going to get a little bit closer because I can actually get a little bit closer here. So actually ended up being around about 10 minutes long, this video, so I might end up just leaving it as it is. So getting a little bit closer, you can see a bit more of the school from the back. Now this side of the roof doesn't look quite as bad. There is a big hole there, and if you look up there, you can't see it, but I can see it. That clearly shows where you can see where some of the fire damage was, because you can see the black of the woodwork inside, and there's some steps there, which obviously, not very good trying to film through a fence, but there's some steps there that obviously led to another door, and then there's also a fire exit door there, which I've seen pictures of that from the inside. So you can't actually see anything that much, but you can see some of the school. As I was saying, it's actually, there's a sign on the wall over here, there's actually a really old event. Can you see that? Don't know if you can see that through the fence, because obviously I can see it really well there. I think you can possibly see it. And then up there's a sign where it says Buddle Arts Centre. So yeah, that's turned out to be actually 10 minutes long, so I'm not actually going to add anything onto this one. I'll leave this one like it is. So I hope that you have enjoyed this little walk around the Buddle School. It is kind of just to show you what it's like now. We don't really know what's going on with it. We are trying to find out. It seems to be at the moment that everything that was planned for it has come to a bit of a standstill. And as a listed building, it's incredibly expensive to repair, and the majority of the floors and ceilings will all need replacing now. It probably all needs replastered and a lot of other things, so it will be quite an expensive job. But we're trying to find out. So if we ever find out what's happening, obviously might do a little update video at some point in time. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this slightly longer than I was expecting little video with a walk around the Buddle School. So thank you all very much for watching, and I hope to see you all again next week.